this is what it's all about. Because I know if I take care of you, you're going to take care of me. And that's what I'm talking about.
I was working with someone to help me do that, but a lot of it was just, my dad told me that it was going to be a test of my character and a test of my toughness, and I don't want to disappoint my dad ever. So I was fighting for not only myself, but just everything that I've worked to accomplish and that he's worked to help me accomplish. So that wasn't really the difficult part. The actual recovery. It was always a mental battle, and I think a lot of people would always question my toughness, and I dare anyone to injure their knee, injure their body part, and then come back and then tell me that you're not tougher, or then again question my toughness. Coming out of high school, I've always been kind of like an underdog. I never was really highly recruited. I did have a couple looks over in the Division I area, but nothing really concrete. The only team that really offered me anything was Indiana, but I had to go to a JUCO first, and Dave DeVero said more people would know about me if I stayed here, and he said I would be. He thought I had a chance to be really good, and nobody else was saying that to me except for him. So I came here, I visited, I met with Josh, and I just wanted to be like him. So it wasn't an easy choice. This was the only place I was coming to in school, and I wanted to go to a place that was downtown. On top of that, a top-notch school. This is a top 200 school in the world. So and not many people know that, but it is. So I was getting a good degree, and also being able to become a good basketball player. So simple choice. Academically, I've taken a bunch of classes in pretty much everything you can take here, and I feel like I've become well educated in that regard, just from reading and doing stuff on my own. I've made some really good friends here that I'll continue to talk to in the future. Like Justin, like Coach O'Neill, Coach Jimmy for that matter. And athletically, I mean, I've been called an ambassador of the school, so it's I represent everything about this place, and I carry that on my back everywhere I'll go. I'll always be a GG at heart, So it's been tremendous. Without this facility, I wouldn't have been able to do anything. Well, I mean, they gave me an opportunity to rise to higher competition. I think you're only as good as the people that you play against. So I got a chance to play against some legit pros that played overseas, and I found out that I can compete with them. So I thank Canada Basketball for giving me that opportunity and giving me some confidence. I think I wasn't mature enough to understand the responsibility that it takes every single day to come out and play a certain way. So that may have hindered me a little bit, but I understand that now. So and it helped me become a better pro. I think when I came back to Ottawa U, like I said, I wasn't mature enough to understand what it means to be a leader every single day. But I have a better grasp of that now, and I'll take that forward. My grade 8 coach was Mike George. Great dude. He's I wouldn't say not too happy with me right now, but he believed that I could go and play with some of the draft picks. So I met with him, and he told me to go to Vegas. I was supposed to go on vacation. Me and my girlfriend were supposed to go to Myrtle Beach. So I said no, and we ended up going there. I went there for a month, and luckily she came. But I went there for a month, and I trained at Impact, and it just changed my life. Within the first 3 days, I had an NBA scout, Steve Kyler. He tweeted about me, and then one of my teammates retweeted it, and then from that, the storm of the media frenzy just became. And to be honest with you, it was just a great feeling, a great month. I was on top of the world in terms of basketball. I went from, in my opinion, Phil Scrub probably wasn't the player of the year. I believed it was me. I believed our team was just better, and we just crumbled at the wrong time. But I went from, I kind of proved to everybody that I'm at this level, and that to me was the most gratifying. It's just that what I always thought I could do, was coming into fruition. So I was just really happy about that. To be able to go down there and play with players that I personally, if you would have asked me that 2 months ago, I would have said there's no way in hell I'm running up and down the floor with J.R. Smith and Peyton Siva and a bunch of other guys that probably people don't know but have played in the NBA and are freaks. So for me to just be out there and then have Coach Jimmy and Coach O come out there and see it with their with their own eyes that this is where I belong now. So all those things were just a blessing, and for him to have me even go out there, I can't thank him enough for that. Being the best. I've always had a drive for being the best. I may not be necessarily a quote unquote winner, as people like to call it, because I haven't won a championship at this level or even in high school. But as an individual, I've always wanted to be the best player I can be, and that's why I continue to play, is because I don't think I'm as good as I can be. I think I can be a better shooter. I think I can be a better ball handler. I think I can be stronger, more athletic. I have an innate drive that hasn't died down since I was 16 to be better than everyone else I play against. And when that day comes that I just can't do it anymore, I'll stop playing. For me, it's that simple. But since I was 16, in my opinion, every time I step on the floor, even if I have a bad game, a good game, I'm still better than everybody else I play against. And that's the attitude I have. I have no fear in that regard. I signed a 2-year contract in Germany to play for TBB Trier. They flew me out there after I came back from Las Vegas, and I went to go visit, and it's a similar situation to this in terms of being a family, because they're taking a chance on me. They have probably a lot of better players in the world, but they saw my video, and my agent spoke to them, and they really liked me. And the coach, I met with him. I met his wife. So and I went to dinner with the owner, and they're really, really high on me. So they want me to contribute right away, along with Jermaine Anderson. He also signed with them. So there's going to be some veterans, and also a bunch of younger guys that from all over the world that will give me a chance to just learn new languages, learn how to play people that don't always speak English. So that's where I'll be for next season, and then if I do well enough this year, then I have 2 opt-outs in my contract, one for the NBA, one for the EuroLeague. So we'll see where the wind takes me, but I'm going there with the same attitude. I think I'm a little bit smarter than I was before, so I think I won't make the same immature mistakes that I might have made here in terms of my development and in dealing with people and dealing with myself and keeping my confidence. I think it's important to learn things, but it's also important to remember them right when you need to. So these are the things that I'll remember when I'm moving forward in my career. So but this isn't the last. People have heard of me. Yes, I'm going over there, but I think I'll be back, and within 2 years, who knows? If I'm good enough, I believe now that someone will give me a chance. So
Any words of advice?
it won't be easy. You're gonna have to deal with not only your biggest enemy, which is probably yourself. You're gonna have to deal with other people telling you what you can and can't do. It may even be people that you look up to, and it may be your coach. It may be there'll be a lot of factors, but just never quit. You can't quit on yourself. You can't. If you really want something, then nothing should get in your way. And that's. I think that's probably the best advice I have for young kids, is that you may not be good right away, because I wasn't very good when I was in high school, but I put in my time. There's no one anywhere that who really knows me that can tell me I'm lazy or I don't work hard, because I have more sweat in that gym than anyone else. I worked my ass off, quote unquote, to get here. So that's what it's gonna take. You're gonna have to sacrifice a lot, but in the end, you will always get what you put in, and you'll always get what you deserve. So, and you are where you're supposed to be. So I know I'm supposed to be going to Germany. That part's already been written. So, and I worked for it. I'll be watching. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited to see this team win it all in the next 2 years. I think this probably year is probably they got a good shot. And watch out for that kid Johnny Brain. Watch out. I hope everyone in Ottawa is paying attention to him. You can forget about Phil. You better start watching Johnny.